and we take it out, and then we'll put it in. We put it in. No, we won't put it back in. We've just put in the better version.
No, you've said it now. The YouTube is just all of our cock-ups. That's it. Go to YouTube and watch the outtakes, I guess.
Watch the outtakes. There's only so many times you can watch like old episodes of something that's no longer on TV. There's only so many times you can watch it, repeat it.
Yeah, I get that.
So I struggled with that last week. I could not get, for the life of me, I couldn't string together that sentence. It was a mouthful.
You really did.
It was like, there was too many H's there. The Haunting of Hill House. And in the end, you went, I'll just call it Hill House. And I still couldn't get that. So
that's what happens when you try to give a Londoner H's.
Yes, there you go.
It's like My Fair Lady all over again. my Fair Mr. Steve.
My Fair Mr. Steve. Are you giving that too many secrets now? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the To Be Decided podcast. This is the podcast where we just haven't decided on what it is we want to talk about. So we just talk about everything that we can, that we enjoy, every type of media. So in the past, we've done films, TV, music, musicals. And, sometimes we go back around again and just keep talking about the same things. Over and over again, or we just find we even did like scary sort of paranormal thing where real life events happened where we felt that was a little bit odd and a little bit strange and a little bit somewhat out there, but yeah,
we did. If you want to see the episode of me scaring Mr. Steve, go watch episode 7.
And you can watch it if you want to. You can rewatch the VODs over on the Twitch channels, or you can. We do actually have a YouTube channel which plays the edited version of what this is going to become later on. So yeah, if there's any sort of major slip ups or any audible breakdowns that we've had, then I can edit those out. Hopefully, I'll catch it quick enough, and we'll take it out, and then we'll put it in. We put it in. No, we won't put it back in. We've just put in the better version.
No, you've said it now. The YouTube is just all of our cock-ups. That's it. Go to YouTube and watch the outtakes, I guess.
Watch the outtakes. Do you know, that was something I slowly trying to do. And like, as we get in, and this is now what, the 10th one. We've done 10 of these episodes of the To Be Decided episodes, and I think it's a bit of a milestone in terms of like it's a good sort of like nice round number, isn't it? We go the next time we do this will be 11, and we're like, oh okay, we're starting a new kind of season. So I thought about it the other day whether we should do seasons after so many, and I don't know how many you need to do for a season. It depends with the amount of stuff that we've watched over the weeks and months. Like we can talk, but we talk about like TV, for example, and obviously that relates to TV. But like in terms of podcasts can be quite a lot of episodes before it changes seasons. And I was like, how many episodes of the podcast do we do before we change seasons? We're currently on season 1, like I said, because it's 10 episodes. But yeah, I was watching, I'll get into it in a second, but something that we mentioned on the last episode, a series that you mentioned about Hill House, and I started watching that recently, which is really interesting. I'll get into that a little bit more, but yeah, I just wanted to mention. Now we're at the 10th episode. Should we change? Like, do you remember the if anyone remembers who knows us from the old? The gaming podcast, it didn't have any seasons I just carried on adding episodes. We just went episodes, like it's just one season of about 90 episodes.
Honestly, I like that though.
Yeah. So yeah, we could just keep it as one season. I only mention it because like when I have to put it up to like the RSS feed website so it can be distributed throughout all of those podcast platforms. It does ask what season you're on. I'm like, episode 10, should we change it now should we do 11 as season 2?
No, I feel that's a bit too soon. Maybe we keep going and then like.
Oh yeah, no,
I feel around 20, maybe 25.
Oh yeah, no, I obviously I don't want to do that. I was just like expressing like the thought process of like how do you go about it? When do you do it? Like I said, as far as podcasts goes, podcasts become a much bigger seasons. I mean, I'm currently listening to so many different podcasts at the moment. And it was those inspirations that keep me changing a little bit. So in the last, I was about to say it before I interrupted myself, my thought process. But I've slowly oh, shiny. Oh, tree. Squirrel.
Oh, it's candy.
Oh, it's candy. I started to taking inspiration, and if you've noticed, if you listen to the start of it, I now start to pick out segments and I put it at the start just before the theme tune. We haven't really got a theme tune, it's just a piece of music that's the 30-second piece of music, and I was like, yeah, maybe we should do one. I mean, we have got one jingle that I made.
I do enjoy the jingle.
The jingle's great. So yeah, if I can do an intro, slightly better than just a piece of like intro music, and then great. But what I did do, and because I wasn't sure whether I should do it or not last week, and then I did when I started editing it. I was like, okay, I'm going to add it in. Literally, for those who haven't heard it, I urge you to go and listen to it. But we was talking about Buffy a couple of weeks ago, a couple of episodes back, and then I remembered in last week's episode that we never mentioned the theme tune, and then you happened to then that reminded you that actually Mrs.Bingly loved the arg. So I was like, you know what? If you listen to so now I did kind of do little Easter eggs, sort of like moments at the end, like little bits of little tidbits taken from the show. I did it on the other podcast, but then on this one, I actually did thought I'm going to add the arg right at the end. So as it plays out the intro music, nice. You get that arg. Yeah, so I'm learning to sort of improve the podcast week by week. So yeah, I'm starting off by adding teasers at the start, and then maybe an Easter egg at the end. I call it an Easter egg, but I suppose it's a little segment taken from maybe little slip ups, little cock ups that I might edit out. They might not be edited out. What do they call them? Outtakes. Yeah, there might be an outtake somewhere.
The blooper reel.
The blooper reels. Yeah, sometimes I do add the bloopers, but you have to listen to the whole show. Hey, sorry, those are just the rules. I don't make them up.
Them's the rules. We don't make the rules. We just follow them.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are listening to this and it's your first time, it's welcoming. Thank you very much for joining us. We are again to be decided because we don't know what we're going to be talking about, and every week's been a different sort of media or subject. Yeah, so welcome in. I'm Mr. Steve, and this is Mrs.Bingly, otherwise known as Mr. Steve or Kate. Exclusively in that order.
But generally, if you call one of our names, the other one will answer anyway.
Depends on who has the brain cell at that moment.
Yeah.
But yes. So anyway, that is pretty much that's who we are. So this is welcome into everybody to episode 10. Yeah, I guess I was going to say I did actually mention, didn't I, in that intro, I had been watching. You recommended to me watching
The Haunting of Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House. I struggled with that last week. I could not get, for the life of me, I couldn't string together that sentence. It was a mouthful.
You really did.
It was like, there was too many H's there. The Haunting of Hill House. And in the end, you went, I'll just call it Hill House. And I still couldn't get that. So
that's what happens when you try to give a Londoner H's.
Yes, there you go.
It's like My Fair Lady all over again. my Fair Mr. Steve.
My Fair Mr. Steve. Are you giving that too many secrets now? How dare you spoil that for the listener? Yeah, so I have been watching it. It's bloody good.
Right. Where are you up to? I have to ask.
Okay, so where was it? It was on Netflix, isn't it? So it's on Netflix. It's basically it's a mini. That's not really a series. Would you say it was like an anthology? It's supposed to be an anthology, wasn't it? Because it's not.
Yeah. So we briefly discussed this last week. So the Haunting of Hill House, for anybody who hasn't seen last week's episode, it's technically a TV mini series by Mike Flanagan. They wanted it to be kind of part of an anthology of horror that Mike Flanagan has going on. So you might have also heard of The Haunting of Bly Manor and The Rise and Fall of the House of Usher. He has a couple of different like horror themed TV series that he's brought out recently on Netflix, which have all been not necessarily related, but they use a lot of the same actors. So it's kind of like an anthology, almost in the way of like American Horror Story, which reuses a lot of the actors, and they're not going to go that way and make it all like related, in the different shows and all that. But yeah, so it came out 2018. It is one season, 10 episodes, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It follows. It's a modern reimagining of the novel by Shirley Jackson, The Haunting of Hill House, or The Haunting of the House on the Hill, which follows the Crane family. So you have a mother and father, and then 5 Crane children, and it flicks between the past and the present, talking about them growing up living in a haunted house. That's as much of an overview as I'm going to give, because we don't really want to give out too many spoilers. However, I do really want to know where you're up to and how you've been liking it so far.
Right. So I think, because I don't want to go into Netflix, because it does open up. When you open Netflix, I don't want to like use the sound bites. I don't want to use it. Right. So I'm not going to open it up, but I think I've just started. I say just started because I think I may have fell asleep. Not because it's boring, but because I was just super tired and it was late at night. I just started episode, I think 7.
Yeah, because you were just starting episode 6 when we last spoke, which was the 2 storms.
Yes. The 2 storms was where I was at. And so far, every episode that I've watched, I've really enjoyed, and it's been almost like it's been bettered by each episode that comes out. I couldn't define either way whether or not I would say this is better, or one was better than the other. I found them equally good.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to look at it on something like IMDb, the average rating of the TV show is 8.6 out of 10. I think, and the lowest rated episode is 7.6, 7.8 even. It's very, very uniform with the ratings. I mean, obviously 5 and 6, which is the Bent Neck Lady and the 2 Storms, are the 2 highest rated episodes, because I mean they're beautiful, they're really brilliant. Surprisingly, episode 7 is only an 8.2. It's one of the lower rated episodes, and that one is pretty good in my opinion.
I disagree with that, but yeah.
But then 8.2 is still pretty good in terms of TV.
It is, but
considering this was a very limited TV series, it won it's won 9 awards. It had 36 nominations in total for a very small TV show.
Yeah. Yeah. So where I'm at is that episode. And see, I'm trying not to give too much away. Again, we're trying to keep it spoiler free. I would say, which one was it? Is it the second episode? I think it's the second episode. It's the embalming episode.
Yeah.
I felt that was very hard to watch.
It was a very honest episode in my opinion.
I was about to say.
I really like how they cover discussing it with the kids.
Yes, I was about to. Yes, I was literally gonna just bring that into the thing and say about it. It is very honest, and it's that moment of they kind of know what their mum does, but they don't know what she does without seeing it. And
so just to give our viewers some context without spoilers.
Yeah.
Because, so this isn't a spoiler because you find it out in the very first episode. But in the very first episode, one of the Crane children dies. Okay. And you're following, in the present, you're following what comes immediately after that. The whole family finding out that she's dead, the process of getting to the funeral, etc. Amidst all of these flashbacks to the past and learning about how they grew up in this haunted house. So in episode 2, you see one of the siblings embalming their now dead sibling because they work as a mortician. They own a funeral home. And what me and Steve are referring to is this sibling, because they're all now grown up in the present, has a husband and 2 kids of their own. And these 2 kids obviously have grown up in this funeral home. They know what their mother does. But what we mean when we say that's a really honest conversation is you see this really vulnerable, almost uncomfortable moment where the 2 kids want to go down into the embalming room to see their dead aunt. And their mother, Shirley, has to say to them, no, you can't go in. And they're asking loads of questions, and Shirley is able to turn around and say, like, look, this is really hard for me. It's okay to be sad about this. I'm sad about this, but she is dead, and this is the process of what's going to happen now. And for me, at least, I think it was such a well thought out and well executed plan to really highlight what happens after someone dies, because I think a lot of TV series just kind of gloss over it, don't they? They're dead.
Yeah,
the character is sad, and then everyone moves on.
Yeah. No, it was. That's why I kind of looked at that in a different. That's why I say it can be a little bit difficult to watch because it's very it's very truthful and it's very honest with what is involved in embalming someone. And my only real experience is I've played video games. Where a lot of that is actually what you see her do. You play through in a video game. It's like it's not quite the same because it's a horror game and it's not real because it's a video game. But then you're looking at that, you're going, oh, the process is still kind of actually real. So even the video game itself was a bit more truthful as to what you should be doing, or what does actually happen when in terms of like the embalming process itself. So that was second episode. Yeah,
I mean, one of the things I said to you last week, isn't it, is that I like it because it's a really good horror.
Yeah.
And because it's scary and, but one of the things I said to you last week was one of the reasons why it stuck with me and I keep rewatching it is because it's all about, it's a horror, yes, but it's all about grief. And they approach that subject so sensitively, and one of the things that makes it like rewatchable for me is the fact that it feels real, apart from the horror element. You know, you see these moments and they're human. You know, like that scene with Shirley explaining to our children, like you said, it's when a family member dies, all parents have that moment.
Yeah.
You know, so you're watching that, and it's such a clever way to just build that instant kind of connection to a character, because, well, now you're attached because you know how that feels, either from the kid's perspective or from the parent's perspective. And you just keep being drawn in. So you've gotten onto episode, what, 7 now? So you've watched all of Two Storms.
Yes.
Which was the one.
Yes.
Which I think we figured out was the episode I was talking about with the really long takes, wasn't it, in the actual funeral? In the camera panning? Or am I...
Right. So, yes. So the camera panning, yeah, that was... I think it is Two Storms, yeah. When... yeah, because you'd already mentioned this anyway, so I feel safe to say it. I hope.
Yeah. This isn't going to really give spoilers.
So it's one tracking shot of the family, and it's the father's arrival to the funeral home, and he sees his kids for the first time in years, but he's remembering his kids when they were young. It's a very clever way in which they did it, because they, like you said, we've already mentioned that you've already said this anyway, so there's nothing for me to say. I can't say it. So the camera pans around and it rotates him, and as we do so, we see the kids, the child actors are replacing the adult actors, and it's all done in one shot. It's all done in one continuous shot. It's very good, because he's just seeing his kids for the first time. He's seeing the kids. He's going, "Oh, hi, kids. How are you doing?" And, you know, in that sentence, we're seeing it from his perspective, almost like he's just seeing the kids when they were young.
Babies.
Yeah, that's and when it even continues on to the casket, but that's sorry, I couldn't help.
Which again, it's such a clever way to build that kind of connection with the characters, because when it pans over to that casket and you see the child in there, you've already had the realization that he's seeing these kids as babies.
Yeah.
And that he's lost his baby.
Yeah.
It really just humanizes it so much more.
It does actually humanize it a lot more, and it's so... it's
so clever.
It is so clever. It's so good. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. I've only got like 3 more episodes to go, because it's what you said. It's like 10 episodes. So, oh my God, it is so good, so good. But yeah, I look forward to watching the rest of these as and when I can. What I've been doing recently is, usually we're finishing up on a gaming session or something like that. I might watch an episode before going to bed or something, or just when I get into bed, I might sit and watch an episode and then switch off.
Well, if you're watching it at your computer, I'll watch it with you. But if you're not, then I might have to start rewatching it again.
Well, when I if I'm watching after a gaming session, I might watch an episode. And there's only 3 more left, so I might start doing that just to finish off the 3 episodes. Yeah. So that's 8, 9, and 10. That's all I've got left. It's good. I'm definitely going to shout this out and say, look, if anyone likes the sort of TV, like horror TV series, then this is definitely one for you. So yeah, that's what I've been doing recently in terms of recalling back to one of our previous episodes. That's what I've been doing.
Well, I've been watching some TV too. However, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
And I'm going to get judged for this, probably quite severely. So I've been rewatching a TV show, okay? And it's a shit TV show, but it's a bit of a comfort show. You have those ones that, like, you'll rewatch, but you don't really want to tell anybody that you actually watch.
Right. Okay.
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 So I've been rewatching Glee.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And it's so shit and it's so cringe. And I mean, there's basically like full half episodes that I've just got to skip over because the cringe is too much and I can't watch it. But I enjoy watching it and hating it. Like,
Okay.
I don't know if you have any kind of like guilty pleasure shows like that, but
Guilty pleasures like that.
Glee is definitely.
I'm trying to. I mean, I. Do you know what? I don't know if I can. I mean, I probably do, but right now, on the top of my head, I can't think of anything that is. Yeah.
Well, that's as bad as Glee. Is that what you're trying not to say?
um. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I've got any. If there's anything that I would consider to be. See, I thought when we said about. See, I think Buffy was a really good one to go with. I thought it was a good thing to talk about. It didn't need to be a guilty pleasure, but that is,
It's a kind of comfort show.
It is a good comfort show to watch. But I comfort shows for me recently would be. I mean, I haven't found anything until recently. Until someone sort of says something like Hill House, for example. I do tend to watch shows that haven't been on TV in years, and it's just because it is a comfort show, and it's like I remember. But there's only so many times you can watch like old episodes of something that it's no longer on TV. There's only so many times you can watch it, repeat it.
Yeah, I get
that. So the fact that I'm not mentioning any is just I don't think it's worth mentioning because I don't feel like it covers that guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like comfort show, another thing I have been watching recently, which I kind of do whenever I'm like if I feel like I've run out of stuff to watch, I watch a fair bit of YouTube, but every so often I'll go onto YouTube and there's just nothing catching my eye. So when it's like that and there's nothing on Disney Plus that I really want to watch and there's nothing on YouTube that's catching my eye, I will always, and I mean always, sit and restart watching all of Markiplier's FNAF videos from start to finish.
Brilliant.
So I'm now on Security Breach, I believe. Which is one of the more recent ones. So I've gone through like FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, the fucking augmented reality one.
I mean, he gave that a platform, really didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. He really did. I mean, he started revisiting the games, It's what kind of brought me back onto restarting it from start to finish because I'd logged onto YouTube and there was a recent video from, I think, maybe last week, whereas he was revisiting, I think it was FNAF 2, because he technically hadn't finished the like 1020 mode on FNAF 2. He hadn't done it right. So he was revisiting it from like start to end, and I was like, oh, yeah, he has a whole playlist of those. I could go and binge watch all of these again.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a love for Markiplier as well. I mean, because I think there's certain things that, like you said, the FNAF games have. Well, he just put them on the map.
Yeah, I mean, he is the self-proclaimed king of FNAF.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. And like you, I remember watching. I think I remember watching those as I don't know, was it daily or weekly? Whenever he put them out, I can't remember.
It was fairly often.
It was often, and yeah, quite a few a week. Yeah, then he started doing like the much longer playthroughs. Or the old days of Let's Play seem to have died now, but like I think Twitch has sort of like taken over because you've got real time Let's Play rather than sort of pre-recorded stuff. And they're still out there, but they're not as big, are they? I mean, like
I mean, I feel like Markiplier has been one of the like, I don't want to say smart streamers, but you know what I mean. Like, he's been streaming on YouTube. So whereas he's gone from just releasing these pre-recorded videos, now he's like streaming the videos. So he's still releasing that content, but he's moved on to the like newest way of engaging with it. But one thing that I was really, really happy to see, and I don't want to go too much into this because we have already discussed the film itself, but I was a bit concerned that after Iron Lung, he wouldn't go back to doing as much YouTube.
Right.
But he hasn't. It's like he's straight back into it, releasing just as many videos as before. And it's really nice to have that kind of rare update that he gives on, like, Iron Lung is coming to YouTube. They're busy getting the translations to do it in different languages so that like more people can see it. Because I spoke about it, I think, at the beginning of the year. I fucking loved that film.
Yeah.
But it's released on YouTube now, so anybody can watch it.
Brilliant.
But he hasn't got like, that was his directorial debut, obviously. He hasn't gone from that straight to like, I'm only working on films. You kind of see people go like, oh, well, I'm too good for YouTube now. He hasn't fallen into that. He still does have the love for streaming, which I was very, very happy about.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to, like, I think I may have already mentioned it because when you talk about Markiplier and you talk about Iron Lung, I think I do, like, again, same as you. It was probably the same episode. It was back when we did our gaming episode. Most likely it was that episode. In fact, we'll have to go back and check. But yeah, I remember getting into watching his content from Alien Isolation, the playthrough he did on that, because I was, I was a little bit struggling with it, like not struggling with the game. No, I didn't have the game. No, it was because I bought the game because I watched his playthrough, and that's why I bought the game. No, I'm sort of struggling to remember, but now I'm piecing it together. Now it was his playthrough that made me go, oh, you know what? I love this. I love that. His enthusiasm for the love of space was something that always sticks out in my mind. Of like every time he's walking past, like in game window and the space, it's just space. His enthusiasm was like space. That was that's what always sticks in my mind. So I was like, this is good. I like this, and that Mike. The love of obviously it's from the Alien universe, so it does involve the whole Alien movies and stuff. And I remember watching the movies like, oh yeah, okay, I can see what they've done here. It's definitely inspired by the very first film that came out, the Ridley Scott one. I was like, okay, I'll buy the game then. You've sold it to me. And then I'll get stuck and I'll be like, oh, I know what to do. I'll rewatch Markiplier's. I think I must be one of his highest viewer on that playthrough, because I've rewatched so many of that so many times because I'd be stuck. It just reminds me of sorry, I was just about to say I did a stupid thing where I was trying to hide from the alien, and I actually got this clipped. Someone clipped it for me when I played it through. I threw a sound sensor and it bounced back towards me. So I'm like, you fucking idiot. So panic stricken. I was like, oh shit. But anyway, but that would never have happened had I never found Markiplier's Let's Plays.
I mean, I've got to be honest. Like, I found Markiplier through Mr.Bingly because he likes to have YouTube videos on a night, like just for background noise. And one of the things that he used to watch a lot was, when Markiplier did those things where it was like, here's 3 horror games on Steam that I'm going to download and do a demo of.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he loved watching those, and just something about his stage presence and just how much fun it looked like he was having. I mean, me and Mr. Bingley watched every single episode of Unis Honest when he did that. We've got merch hoodies from it. Like he's just such a pleasant person.
Yeah.
Such an easy person to like listen to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, he's good. He is good. Okay. I could. I was while she was talking, I was trying to think of any more guilty pleasures. I don't think there is. Not certainly anything
it doesn't
I would
have
watch.
to be a TV show.
No, it doesn't.
If you've got like a book or a film or even like music, just something that a type of media that you consume that you maybe, would maybe be a little bit ashamed to admit it, or you wouldn't maybe tell everybody.
Do you know what? I know it's not. It is because of like doing the not well. We do the podcast which follow my interest. Both of our interests realistically, and that's why we started doing this. Something I consume a lot of. That I would say it's definitely a guilty pleasure, and it's only recently I'm allowed. This is the coming out of the closet thing. This is the, but it's musicals and soundtrack, like orchestrated soundtracks, not soundtracks.
Ooh, yeah,
not like it's like the I don't know. Let's say the Star Wars theme by John Williams, or the Jurassic Park. I get John Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, speaking of which, I'll come back to this in a second. Actually, John Williams, the Jurassic Park. But yeah, that is definitely a guilty pleasure because I don't know anyone other than yourself and, like obviously B as well. I know she's in chat now. So that's why big shout out to Yorkshire B. But yeah. That I would consider guilty pleasures because that's something I've kept to myself. So it's, guilty pleasure, isn't it? So that's what it really is. It's something that I'm only now sort of admitting to liking. And again, YouTube, because of those musical moments that I've been experiencing, I noticed with you, there was an event. I wasn't even aware of it until recently. But in London, there's a live event. I think I've mentioned it on the musical episode, where they record for YouTube purposes, one song from different musicals. But the whole thing's stringed together as a whole day event. So I was watching a lot of those back to back.
Nice.
It was like, okay. I think this year's it's depending on the year. I mean, some musicals sort of end and then another one starts, new one starts. But like over the last years, so I'd watched the cast of Oliver, the cast of Hamilton, the cast of Wicked, the cast of, I think, Hadestown, because it's new.
Do you know what? I have actually this week listened to all of that soundtrack for the first time.
I haven't.
From start to finish.
I haven't done that yet, but there was. I couldn't tell you what that one was because of it being new and all that. But that would be my guilty pleasure, at least something to listen to. But also like I said, not so much orchestra in its raw sort of settings, like it's in its only film related. So the orchestra,
like orchestral versions of theme
songs. Yeah, it's the theme songs that I've had a guilty pleasure for as well.
I'll tell you what I do enjoy. Whenever they do like the orchestral performances of like the Doctor Who theme at the is it the London Apollo that they do it at?
Oh, they do,
when they've got like the big organ. Oh,
yes.
I follow the organist on Instagram, and her videos of like composing and putting stuff together is just such ASMR.
Yes, I think I might have seen the same ones. I mean, it's like it's algorithms, isn't it? It's sort of like
yeah.
That's what the algorithm says. Oh, you might like this, so let's show you a bunch of these videos. So yeah, because of obviously now my, I mean, like I said, the interest has always been there, but I've become more open about it recently. Yeah, that, and I remember years ago, I think it was early 2000s. I say this is early 2000s. This is when I found out about it. The actual musical itself is from the 70s, which I didn't know about. But I remember getting a videotape recording of the stage show of War of the Worlds.
Okay.
It's like it was filmed. It was like because it's got that. Again, it's that the style of music is very much. It's for the stage. It's not really, I know it was obviously it was a book. Well, I say obviously it's a book from George. Is it? I can't remember who wrote it. I can't remember.
War of the Worlds.
I can't remember.
I should remember this because one of our friends was streaming a H.G. Wells.
H.G. Wells, yeah. Why did I? Yeah. But yeah, Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. I'm pretty sure they did like a stage production, and it was the original cast from the Jeff Wayne's original 1970s album. I think it is. I don't actually know, but I know like there's been loads of spin-offs. There's been loads of different like TV series. There's been a film with Tom Cruise. Was in that. So I enjoyed, but I didn't know anything about it until like I said, it was about early 2000s. I mean, we're talking about the same time when Iron Man first came out, but doesn't really, the MCU first started is when I started watching, was when I started listening to that. So that's something I've never mentioned before. So there you go. I actually have thought about it, thinking about, and I've come up with something. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Worlds.
Nice. That's a pretty good one. One thing that me and Minnie Bingley did have growing up, I will admit, definitely a guilty pleasure. But I got Minnie Bingley really into the old Barbie movies.
Oh, right.
They're so awful. But I fucking love them. To the point where it's like she found a website that streams them all a while ago, and we've lost it and we can't find it anymore. And we're both devastated because we've been looking for places to watch these films online. But I used to have like all of the box sets of them, and it's something that, especially as like a teenager, I couldn't tell anybody that I actually enjoyed watching them. Like it would be social suicide.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
But like, yeah, I actually really like them. They're so like, they're just kind of nostalgic for me at this point.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything else that I would consider. I mean, can you get guilty pleasure of games? I suppose you can. Yeah, anything can be a guilty pleasure, I suppose, if it's something you enjoy that you genuinely don't want to share. It's like, I suppose it's like, is it guilty? Should you be guilty of? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of something, and I'm not sure.
You might be taking it a bit too literally. I mean, like,
yeah.
In terms of games, one of my guilty pleasures are like visual novels. I mean, I told you about that one game that I played, Ballads at Midnight.
Oh yes,
which was like a romance visual novel game, and it's the kind of thing that I probably should be embarrassed to admit that I really love, but I really fucking love shit like that.
I tell you what, what is actually interesting. We don't have one lined up. I know you said this already, but is it or isn't it? Can be yeah, that can be a guilty pleasure. That can be a guilty pleasure if you willing to sort of like do the put the effort in, as it were.
I mean, I don't feel guilty about that at all.
No. It might be the only time we end up having to mention it this week, but yeah, is it or isn't it a porn game? There you go. I did my live version of the jingle just for you. Just for anyone who wanted to hear it this week. Yeah. So guilty pleasures. It can be in any sort of form, and it's literally they're for you. Whoever you are, whatever it is, that's your thing. You do you. You do you, bud.
Own it.
Own it. You do you. Yeah, okay. So what have we got anything? Oh, yes, I have got something I was going to talk about. It's a TV series that I did mention. Kind of, I hinted at a TV series that I think you might like. I'm just questioning whether or not you can see it anywhere without buying it. I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime, and that is Penny Dreadful. It's a horror drama TV series, and it was created for Showtime and Sky by John Logan, and it was executive producer was Sam Mendes. He had just done, I think it was just after he'd done Skyfall. So I think he wrote and directed Skyfall, the Daniel Craig Bond film. And so, like, if you know Skyfall, then obviously you'll understand how good that was. Then you'll get to understand why Sam Mendes is kind of important to mention. So if you don't know, basically Penny Dreadfuls themselves were a 19th century fictional publication with lurid and sensational subject matters. The series it draws upon many public domain characters from the 19th century Victorian Gothic fiction, including Dorian Gray, which is obviously Oscar Wilde's The Pictures of Dorian Gray, Mina Harker, Abraham Van Helsing, John Stewart, Renfield, Count Dracula from Bram Stoker's Count Dracula, and his monster. And you had from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and Henry Jekyll from the Robert Louis Stevenson's Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, nice. So they're all characters that take place within this world. It's obviously set in and around like Victorian London, and it stars Timothy Dalton, Eva Green, Rory Kinnear, Billy Piper.
Ooh.
Josh Hartnett is in it, and the smattering of other people as well. I really enjoyed it. They only done 3 series or 3 seasons, depending on where you're from. And basically the first season really begins in 1891. You had American gunslinger who is a roadshow artist. He's hired by the adventure explorer Malcolm Murray, who is Timothy Dalton. Ethan Chandler is the American gunslinger, is Josh Hartnett. And Malcolm says to and the mysterious Vanessa Ives. Vanessa Ives is Eva Green. And
Eva Green.
They are hired to help rescue Murray's daughters from a mysterious creature. And they basically team up with Victor Frankenstein as well. And obviously his monster creation kind of takes part in it as well. Dorian Gray is a absolute sex beast. He's he just wants to fuck everyone in the whole show. Literally, and I mean,
relatable.
he is. Yeah, he's definitely like he doesn't care, male or female. He's definitely wants to fuck everybody, and absolutely fair enough. Absolutely. And yeah, Eva Green. I'm pretty sure she gets her baps out at some point as well. It's a great show.
I've got to watch it.
I'm kind of underselling it by sort of like smartifying it a little bit.
I mean, you're really not.
It is
on Amazon. You said
it is really good. I liked it when it. Like I said, there were 3 series. I think they did do a spin-off which was set in, I think it was more set around Los Angeles, and it also starred Rory Kinnear as well, which I'm not quite sure how that works given who he plays in this. But it's I think there's eight episodes in season 1. Season 2 has 10. It's the longest one out of the 3, and season 3 is only 9. It started around 2014 and it ended around 2016. So it's been about 10 years now. So, I mean, there's no massive spoilers, but like the fact that they take on, like, obviously Count Dracula, you know, they take on Lucifer.
Sounds interesting. I'm going to have to check it out.
Penny Dreadfuls that are obviously they were inspired by the books, the Penny Dreadfuls, which were obviously a penny for, you know, they were printed throughout the 1800s, I think 1880s to 1890s, something like that, about 10 years. It's like the Black Bess or the Knight of the Road, which is like the highwayman.
Oh, is that one of them?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's the Necromancer by George Raymond. I think that was classed as a penny dreadful. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a lot. Yeah, it's all like, you know, the Sweeney Todds, there's the spring-headed Jack, Dick Turpin. Obviously, Dick Turpin we know as the highwayman. The Dick Turpin from York is really nice. It's from the Heroes and Villains. That's a completely different thing, but yeah, the Dick Turpin Spice Rum is really good. Anyway, the Flying Dutchman is also there's taken influences from those are mostly to do with like the Penny Dreadfuls. It was a really good series. It was a good run. I really enjoyed it, but that's something that came to me shortly after we finished last week. I was like, I completely forgot about it because, you know, it's a gothic horror, dark fantasy, historical fantasy, you know, and obviously it kind of tied in with that whole sort of horror drama TV series with Hill House. Yeah. I thought maybe that's something you're like. So I thought I'm gonna have to mention it.
Sounds right down my alley. I might have to check it out.
But if you can find it anywhere,
I'm looking on IMDb. It says it's on Prime Video and Amazon. Oh, but you got to pay for it on Prime. I might see if it's. I'll see where I can watch it. I'm sure there'll be somewhere.
I mean, honestly, if you've got a DVD player, I think I bought the DVD box set, but you could absolutely have that. But
I don't think I have a DVD player.
No, I don't think anyone. No one does anymore. I'm just saying, like, if you did, it'd be amazing if you did. No one owns one anymore. We stream everything now. Everything is streamable, and it's shocking to me that we pay for things that are streamable because I don't even want to get into this argument, but I'm going to anyway. Do you even own anything, even if you pay for it and it's streamable? The answer would probably be no. I'm just saying, not to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that. But if anyone says they own it, it's in their library, and they say, where is it? Is it a physical copy? No, then you don't own it. No. I think you don't own it. I'm sorry to say you don't. I own nothing, but I've got plenty of stuff that I've paid for. Yeah, I've got access to so much crap that I don't actually need, but thought I did.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I still buy DVDs, because I mean, we've got a TV that has a DVD player, but we've not turned it on in years.
No. Yeah.
Right. But when there's something that I really enjoy, I like to get the DVD of it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I like owning that physical copy.
Do you know that's with me and books, I think. I think I mentioned this in our book episode. I mean, we are kind of like basically going for all the genres this week because it's the 10th anniversary, so it doesn't matter. I can talk about it. It's fine. It's my podcast anyway. But I own 3 copies of Stephen King's It. It's the physical, the Kindle, and the Audible, and I've done all 3 of them. I've read the book cover to cover, and I've read the Kindle, again technically cover to cover, but yeah, and I've listened to it. Honestly, the Audible version was okay. It was like they did a good job of like creating that the characters, but I still prefer reading it. I still preferred reading it, but again, that's by the by. Physical copies, yeah, absolutely. If something's worth buying twice, I suppose, then yeah, definitely get the physical copy as well as the digital version. I do that.
Yeah.
I do that a lot of times. Too many times, I think. Sometimes some things are not worth actually owning more than once. Yeah. I thought that I had to mention the Penny Dreadfuls and owning that. Like I said, the copy I've got the copy somewhere. Now I probably do actually have the Prime version, because it was one of those series that you just can't. You have to pay for it now.
Yeah.
It's one of those series that is now become obsolete, I think. I say obsolete, it's not completely gone from anywhere. I don't think you can buy the physical copies anymore unless you get second hand. I think they've obviously stopped that. The circulation's now, I mean, it's 10 years old, so after 10 years, that makes sense that they've stopped producing that. They would have stopped doing that a long time ago. But yeah, Penny Dreadful on its physical copies, and anything that's physical, you do own it. You own it. If it's something that you've downloaded, you don't own it. Sorry, but you don't. You may have paid for it via Prime, but it's not yours. If Prime closes tomorrow, you would lose all of your content. Guaranteed. You would lose. They would not for 1 second say, hold on, all of these customers here, I think we do actually owe them something. If Prime closes tomorrow, if Prime closes tomorrow, or if like anything you've paid for via, I say Prime, I'm using that as an example, as a prime example, you might say, hey,
hang on, where's the cricket sound on the dashboard?
I was waiting for it to come up.
Nah, I'm not searching for it. I'll be honest.
Fair enough. But yeah, anything, even Apple TV, like anything on there, just as another example. So I can try and dig my way out of that one. Yeah, if you bought it, you don't own it. Like you only own it for a brief time. If Apple drops, tomorrow and whole thing crashes and burns and whatever happens to it, whatever you think you own, you'll lose. That is the sad case of like streaming services as they are today. Yeah, there we go. This has been a public broadcast brought to you. Yeah,
thanks for coming to Mr. Steve's TED
Talk. Exactly. Throughout this, I have been just consuming water like no one's business. I just in case you could hear any splashes, like sound of like the metal sound of the flask that I've got. Yeah, I am consuming a lot of water at the moment, which is good, but just in case anyone wondered if they could hear something in the background, that would be me especially if it was a tinny sound. So yeah, that's my TV recommendation for this week. And yeah, my guilty pleasures, we've already said. Oh, actually, there was a film. I say film. I recently rewatched, due to the sad passing, of Sam Neill. It was quite recent to the recording of this podcast. Like a lot of people would remember Sam Neill from watching Jurassic Park. I rewatched that not so long ago. I thought, yeah, we're gonna have to. It's Dinosaur Man. But another one of his films that easily got forgotten was Event Horizon. I don't know if anyone's familiar with it, but it's an early 90s. Oh no, it's a late 90s actually. It's a late 90s science fiction horror directed by Paul Anderson. It stars Lawrence Fishburne as obviously Sam Neill and Kathleen Quinlan. Is that how you pronounce her name? But yeah, it's basically it's the Event Horizon is basically it's set in 2047, so kind of dated now, but a distress signal is received from the Event Horizon, a spaceship that disappeared during a maiden voyage. And it's 7 years earlier, the ship has mysteriously reappeared. It disappeared 7 years earlier, and then the ship suddenly it comes back. And they go looking for it. They find it, and the Event Horizon is basically the outer edges of a black hole. And it tells a story of it's very good. Very good film if anyone's ever into those sort of films. But yeah, I enjoy. It's really good. It's got Sam Neill's very good in it. It's almost like I think it's probably one of his better movies. At least his character starts to lose his mind throughout the film. It is amazing. Amazing transformation that he goes through. It's very scary. Yeah, he's like I said, it is a horror film. It's only 96 minutes long, so it's if you want to watch that, feel free. I'm only mentioning this as a sort of leeway to sort of any films that we may have seen recently, and also because it was Sam Neill, and I thought everyone's seen Jurassic Park, but people do forget Event Horizon is a classic horror.
That's true. I'm trying to think. I have been to. Oh, that's what I've seen recently. So last weekend, I went out with Mr. Bingley to go see the new the Odyssey film by Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I mean, I feel like it's an old enough story that I really shouldn't have to be concerned about spoilers. It is from ancient Greece, but I'll try not to give any spoilers. Yeah. But I mean, I studied the Odyssey in sixth form as part of my classic civilizations course, and I fucking loved the Odyssey. I mean, it's the highest result I've ever gotten on an exam because I was just obsessed with it.
Right.
It is so about the fall of Troy. Yeah, big wooden horse. The horse was Odysseus's idea. Okay. Oh. So the Odyssey is all about Odysseus's journey home back to Ithaca after the fall of Troy. And it's, there's a whole host of events that go on, and there's a lot of overarching themes that I could discuss, but I'm not going to go into an academic TED talk on it. In terms of the film, I was judging it a little bit because Christopher Nolan shot it all in IMAX, which I think is unfair because a lot of places don't have IMAX, and then automatically a whole lot of people are missing out on these extra parts of the scene. But the film, I'd say, is probably about what I expected. There were scenes, depictions of the fall of Troy, which were, as you would expect them to be in a Christopher Nolan film, very visually dark as in I could see jack shit.
Oh.
But he does that in all of his films. Something about mood lighting, but I mean, whatever. Casting wise, I really enjoyed all of the casting in this film. I mean, Anne Hathaway has got to have earned herself another Oscar for her portrayal of Penelope, surely. And Robert Pattinson plays such an excellent villain that him as Antinous was just beautiful. The only thing I'd say on the casting is it's really, really disappointing that they didn't spring for any Greek actors whatsoever.
Right.
You know, I feel like even just having Odysseus played by a Greek actor, that alone would have just really brought it up a notch. There's a lot of things from the Odyssey that had to be cut in order to make a film. You know, it's quite a long fable. And because, so you may or may not know, so I'm going to explain this for the audience as well. But Odysseus himself is the most common description of Odysseus is quick-witted and cunning. You know, his whole shtick is that he is very, very smart, very witty. He can think his way out of any problem, and sometimes thinks himself into a lot of problems. Okay, so a lot of the actual Odyssey is wordplay. This isn't a spoiler because it isn't covered in the film, but in the book The Odyssey, when they get to the island of Polyphemus, Polyphemus is the one-eyed Cyclops who is the son of Poseidon. And in the Odyssey, they have conversations. You know, the Cyclops has trapped Odysseus's men in a cage and is eating them because he is a man-eater. And Odysseus is talking to him and having conversations with him and trying to logic him into letting them go. And he eventually realizes this can't be done and blinds him. And it's one of the best moments of wordplay in the Odyssey for me, because he turns Polyphemus is screaming about, you know, crying for the other Cyclops to come and help him. But a very common theme in the Odyssey is that whenever somebody asks for Odysseus's name, he doesn't give them his real name. He introduces himself as the Greek word for nobody. So when Polyphemus is screaming for these monsters to come help him, he's shouting, come help me, nobody has attacked me. Nobody has blinded me, so no one comes to help him. All of that is lost in the film, which makes sense, because that only really works in the Greek.
Right.
You know, I can't really expect them to put that in Greek and have the subtitles when the rest of the film's in English. But in terms of covering most of the main stops of the journey, in terms of showing the flaws of all of the characters and digging a little bit into the underlying themes of, you know, fate and hubris and pride, they did a fairly good job, I'd say. It's definitely not one of my top films for this year, but I'm not disappointed by it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard mixed reviews on it, but from, you know, there's at least, I suppose, I don't know if it's 50-50, but I had heard some people. I think some people were going in with this, not realizing what. I think a lot of people were going in to this film was probably they were slightly blinded by the background of the, like, where you're gone in with some knowledge. I think some people are going in without the knowledge, and I think that's probably.
I've seen a lot of critical reviews, which have been asking about, like, you know, why has X happened? Why did Odysseus do Y? You know, or even saying, like, what is the point in this? Or, like, why is he making these decisions? Because they've fallen into the pitfall of assuming that Odysseus is the hero of the story. He's not.
Yeah.
You know, the whole of the Odyssey is about this man who is cunning and quick-witted, who is also selfish and prideful and you know, desperate to get home, yes, but he also tricks people. You know, he murders. he's human. That's the point of him.
I think a lot of people either misinformed by their own I don't know what's the right word. Not understanding, not having an understanding.
A lot of people made assumptions.
Yeah, I think, and I think also it's been put into a bit of a harsh light because of like certain castings, and I think that's unfair. But then if you look at all of Christopher Nolan's films, he's never really made a bad film. And his directions that he's gone down, he understands. I think he understands cinema better than anyone. I think like he's managed to get away with. Yeah, he done a really good trilogy in the Batman series.
He did. I really enjoyed because he's worked with Anne Hathaway before, hasn't he? She was Catwoman in his Batman films, and I really enjoyed that depiction as well.
Yeah. But yeah, like if you looking at his history of films and stuff, like he's got some really good. He's got a really good filmography behind him. Like
he does. But I think for me, my biggest criticism of his films is just that it's the darkness, and it's not even like thematic darkness. It's just there's no damn light. I can't see.
Yeah.
Especially in a cinema, you're in a dark room. It's a dark screen. Bro, I can't tell who's speaking.
No, that's his. Yeah. I was just about to say because, like, although as I mentioned, like the Dark Knight series and stuff, like the Batman, that's quite dark in there. As you don't need it to be that dark, especially. I mean,
chuck in a street light or two. Come on, throw me a bone.
Yeah.
The Odyssey, put a torch on the wall. Like,
can't see what's going on.
Put a fire in the corner. It's fine.
There are some films I haven't yet seen, and I know that Interstellar's probably been one of them. Oppenheimer was his last one that he did before this.
I haven't seen that yet.
I'd like to see that. But he's got quite a lot of films to sort of look at, and you can go, okay, I think The Prestige was one of his as well. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like I said, he hasn't really made that a bad film, and I think he got heavily criticised. I think this is the most criticised film I think he's had. Like in terms of like, it just came down to casting, which is unfair. I don't know. The fact that he got both Zendaya and Tom Holland in this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, okay, who's paying who here? Someone. Did Tom say, "Oh, can we get Zendaya?"
Do you know what it was? I saw an interview about this recently, actually, and I find it really funny. So Tom Holland got cast before Zendaya did. Okay. And I know this because I watched an interview where they were talking about it, and Tom Holland was saying that he was debating going to read for this film, because he plays the role of Telemachus. Mm-hmm. And apparently Zendaya said to him, "If you don't read for this role, I will divorce you."
Wow.
And then I don't know whether he got her in the film or, if she's auditioned or whatever, but I find it really interesting how many people on this film have previously worked together. Because obviously you've got Tom Holland and Zendaya, who obviously Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You've got Zendaya and Robert Pattinson have just done like a romance film together.
Yeah.
Both Anne Hathaway and Matt Damon have worked with Christopher Nolan a good couple of times. I think Anne Hathaway's worked with Tom Holland before as well. There's just so much overlap on all of this. Like if you were playing a 7 Degrees of Separation, like this would be a perfect film to use.
Yes, and it is. It seems they seem to just he knows who he wants in his films. I think. I was trying to think of one of them that he's done. I think I can't remember. I can't remember the film. I don't want to. Again, it's overlapping. But yeah, you're absolutely right. When it comes down to like, directors know who they want to work with, and if they've worked with them in the past, then they're probably going to get another chance. But I have heard, again, this was from a podcast. It was a sort of one-off interview podcast where the host of the podcast had the opportunity to interview some of the cast from the Odyssey. And yeah, I don't know if that's where I heard Tom. I know Tom Holland was there, and I can't remember whether he mentioned it. Oh, Tom Holland was there, and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, they were just to make that. It was just a sort of a quick firing off questions as quickly as they could, just because they had the opportunity to interview them, and then they've put it into a podcast form. But normally the person who does the podcast does it slightly different. He normally does these interviews where he asks 100 questions, but this one was shortened purposely for the cast because he didn't have much time. Because obviously this is a big film, big cast. Everyone wants a piece of all the actors, and they're going to sit there and they got to sit there. They got to do their promotion stuff, haven't they? So that's where it came from. So yeah, I was listening to that, and that's kind of an interesting thing. There's only a short episode of like compared to his normal sort of podcast that he normally does. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of us, speaking of podcasts, yeah, and I do want to watch that again. The films you've seen a lot. You do. I know you do. You do a lot of cinema.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've talked about it before. Me and Mr. Bingley have a Cineworld very near to us.
Yeah.
And Cineworld have this like monthly pass you can buy, whereas you get like discounts on food at various retailers. You get discounts on stuff within the cinema, and you can go see the usual films for free. For like 20 quid a month. So with the price of Cineworld, if you see in 2 films a month, you've already made your money back, even if you use nothing else. And honestly, it's been great for us because Mr. Bingley loves to go to the cinema. I quite enjoy going to watch a film. It's given us a chance to go see things that we previously probably wouldn't have bothered watching because of cost.
Yeah.
But because it's free, like, well, I say free, obviously we're paying 20 quid a month for it, but because we're not having to pay for the tickets every time.
You've already covered it. You've already covered the cost.
We've already covered it.
Yeah.
And it means that when something's in IMAX, for example, or like an advanced screening or whatever, we're paying like 6 quid instead of the like more expensive tickets.
Yeah.
So even like the Odyssey, I think I paid like 11 quid for us to go see that because it was in the IMAX screen. But one ticket at Cineworld is usually like 13 quid.
That's completely fine. Yeah.
Already. So yeah, we do go see a lot of films. But we do enjoy the act of actually going to the cinema, to be fair.
Yeah, no, like I said, I haven't done it for the longest time. And I do really miss going. What's coming out soon? Oh yeah, we're gonna have another Spider-Man film's coming out. Speaking of,
it is out already.
Is it? It comes out now, isn't it? Came out today. Yeah. So yeah, selected cinemas would have already be showing it. Which, I'm not. When am I going to get a chance to see? Maybe I might go Sunday. If I go Sunday morning, get it out the way.
We'll go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could do it Sunday morning actually. I will be looking at tickets. I very rarely do I pre-book anything. I think the last time I got tickets to a cinema, and this is coming around to like the musical section now.
Yeah, was it not Wicked?
It was.
Yeah.
It was Wicked for Good.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, it was the second part. So yeah, that was the last thing I saw in the cinema, which goes to show how long ago I went, considering how long that has been out. It's the streaming it. Since then, I've seen the stage production. I'm like, yay! So yeah, I'm glad
But you've yet to see the Mrs.Bingly production.
Well, that's coming soon, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I have.
As soon as you get me in that karaoke room in September, bit, brace yourself.
Can we even talk about that without giving too much away? Because I think, should we save it? Yeah, okay.
I feel like we could, but if you want to save it, we can.
I mean, we can. I don't know what the experience is going to be like, so we could talk about the experience after, but we could talk about the sort of like how that's going to go down.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been doing all these musicals recently, and you said about guilty pleasures, and I've obviously mentioned that as to be one of my guilty pleasures, is to now go, hey, I kind of like that, and in that enthusiastic way that I just did. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's good. Actually, probably more enthusiastic than that. I'm holding back there. Let's be honest. Yeah. So you said that this is something you've done before, right?
Oh yeah.
You've done. This on
my hen do.
You've done with me now taking an interest and admitting to taking an interest in musicals and stuff like that. And on at least one occasion, making a complete fool of myself, because that's what you do. You're not allowed to play it. Please don't. But yeah, I have, as part of a Twitch thing, I said I would do a live singing thing, and I've stopped doing it because it's bad. Oh my God, is it bad? But you said, yeah. Anyway, we've been to London, we've seen Wicked, and we've seen Mamma Mia, and was like, well, next time you're up, we'll do a karaoke musical version karaoke. So it's karaoke, but it's any song. I want to know if that's possible, but
yeah, I mean, obviously do whatever songs you like, but
it has to be from a karaoke. Is what we're saying.
Yeah. I mean, like, so we went into Roxy, I think briefly last time you were up.
Yes.
Downstairs where like the pool tables are and stuff. If you go upstairs, they've got karaoke rooms.
Yeah.
So what we'll be doing is we'll be booking a room for a time, and you can select karaoke songs. And they've got all sorts. They've got almost anything you could think of. So you can sing any song you like. But I think the idea would be to try to limit it to anything from a musical.
Right.
So anything. I mean, that, like I said, we've done it before. We've had like whole afternoons in there just doing musical song after musical song. But will tell you, like, we've literally spent hours. Because that's not even a guilty pleasure. That is just my playground.
Okay.
That's where I shine. But if you want to sing something that's not musical, like not from a musical, go for it, mate. We're not going to stop you.
Right. So ideally it should be musical, but it has to be at least within the theme of karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we'll be doing come September time.
Yeah. I mean, me and B are trying to come up with a couple of surprises as well.
Okay.
There is one thing, because I know you're coming up on the Friday, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to make a bit of a weekend of it. I'm going to do like the kind of a 3-day thing, 2 nights, 3 days.
Yeah, so we're planning. I think we said we were maybe planning to do karaoke on the Friday. B, if you're still in chat, correct me if I'm wrong. And then there was something else I want to try for on the Saturday. We will not tell you. That'll be a surprise. But I think you'll enjoy it. And then we'll, play by ear.
Okay. All right. Okay. I shall not ask no more questions because I know I won't get any answers from it. So yeah, we'll let you know how that goes. Yeah, we'll let you know how we get on with that after the event. that'd be our future podcast at some point by the time we get to sort of September time. Yeah. I am kind of looking forward to it. I hate karaoke. I mean, I've worked in pubs for years, and honestly, karaoke is such a it's such a like it's supposed to be cringe. It's supposed to be cheesy. It's supposed to be.
It can be, but I think that's why I like karaoke rooms.
But it's
because we'll be the only people in there.
Yeah. No, which is why I appreciate that. But it's like, because you guarantee someone will do ABBA.
Oh, I will do ABBA.
and it's fine. It's just where I've been recently, they have karaoke. I think I've had it a couple of times, and because I was just basically haunted having visited the actual stage production, I'm like, I've seen the stage production now. No one can touch those songs because they're too good. And then someone does. And then someone does Your Mother Know? And you're like, oh, God.
Yeah, some fucking 50-year-old woman who has very clearly not been laid in 20 years. Starts singing that and making eye contact with every young guy at the bar, and it just becomes uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I would say that's where the cringe for me comes from. It's like, oh God. So that's why I thought it was worth mentioning.
Oh well, you will find out that karaoke with me and Yorkshire Bee is cringe in an entirely different way because we will act out whole scenes from musicals.
I am honestly, I am nervous, scared, excited, and all that all rolled in one. But I'm also doing a little research. I'm like, what could I bring? What could I do?
Absolutely, so, get a couple of things prepared.
I'm looking at certain things. I don't want to ruin things that I enjoy. But at the same,
you won't be able to ruin anything. Like it's a safe space.
But at the same time, I'm like, I need to actually do that. I'm not going to say what.
Else are you going to have a chance?
I'm not going to say what. I'm holding back.
If you want a rendition of fucking Masquerade, I'm leaving the room, Steve. I'm just warning you now.
Oh, damn. I honestly, it didn't enter my mind. No, I'm going to lie. That's a lie. It did enter my mind on more than one occasion. But I backed out because I started to think about it, and I thought, do you know what? Even to make a half decent attempt at it, I would still fail. It would fall flat. So I would have to be. I'm too busy laughing as well. You can't do nothing when you're caught up in a laughing fit. You just that's it.
Well,
you're
if
gone.
You'd like, I'll do one of the songs from Phantom for you.
Okay, all right. Well, I won't hold it. Hold it against you if you don't do that. But yeah, I'm not doing. I will not do that. Just so you know, you can rule that out. That's fine. I mean, you don't have to rule it out, but I'm ruling it out as a personal choice.
Okay.
So yeah. But I have been thinking about some musicals that we've definitely got a connection with recently, or whether we've seen it live, or maybe we've seen it just in the call.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you've got access to my Spotify playlist as well.
I do indeed.
Have a flick through that and see if there's anything.
You think I haven't? Where do you get off? I mean, what the hell? What kind of talk is that? That's nonsense. No, I actually have been listening to it. So yeah. I am looking forward to it, and I can't wait. It should be fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've booked off the Friday and the Monday, so I've also got a long weekend.
Holy yes! I should call it there. But what I do want I wanted to just add, the week after I visit you, I think it's the week after, I do have a bit of an announcement to make. I have
You're not pregnant, are you?
Oh God, I hope not. I'm sure. If I honestly, right, if I had to rely on the pill, I'd definitely be fucking pregnant. I would be. I'm just poor. I'm just bad at remembering fucking things like that. Honestly, I'd be fucking useless. I'd be kids left, right, and centre.
Sorry, I derailed you. What's your announcement?
You did derail me there. But it was probably worth it. Hey, that was the is it or isn't it section. That's that covered. Okay, so my pub company supports Macmillan cancer. Yeah. So yeah, getting back to the point in the hand. Oh, so Macmillan. So I was asked about do I have any ideas? As someone who I basically cycle every day to work, I said, look, why don't I do a cycling thing? They were like, yeah, okay, you could probably do that. We don't know how to go about it. I was like, right, fine. And then it came to they came up to, I say they, it's both my manager and assistant manager, said, look, we've just thought of an idea. Why don't we do the walk in Snowdonia? So there's a big, obviously it's people do it all the time. So Snowdonia as a walk usually draws a lot of people. You could do it, and it's free. Obviously, it's free to do. It's up a mountain. You walk up a mountain, and then so we will try to raise money for that. So, yeah, if anyone's interested in wanting to sponsor me, if not, don't feel like you have to, but maybe spread the word. So if anyone, I'll probably put I don't know. If anyone wants the link, I'll send you the link. Just let me know.
Yeah, send it to me.
And feel free to do it if you want to, but don't feel like you have to. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And it's basically it's the GoFundMe page. That's what the link is. It's the GoFundMe for our walk that we're going to be doing. The last week of September. So it's the week after. So literally, I come back from York. I'll work a week, and then I'll go and do my thing. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. As we're on the subject of just talking about anything, real life stuff, I thought I'd add that. So that's it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So yeah. Again, I've got to sort out. What I might do, I'm going to disconnect my microphone and I've tried everything to sort of cover it. You might not hear it. You might hear it. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. I do now and again, and I check it. I know sometimes it drops out. Sometimes it stays on. I can do a whole stream, and nothing happens, and then all of a sudden it's crackly. So we found out on episode 7 that the entire audio was completely distorted. Unfortunately, there's nothing we could have done about it. But as we've moved on from that episode, I've been trying to monitor it each week. So occasionally, if you hear me say, "Oh, I'm sorry," we've got to stop it there. I try to fix the audio so it's a little bit easier for me when I come to edit it.
I will say though, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I find it really, really funny that the episode that we can't get rid of the crackling is the one where we're talking about ghosts. It sounds like the episode's haunted. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. I know, right? So it kind of made up for it.
It sounds intentional.
Yeah. There you go. See, accidents can be quite fun.
Happy little accidents.
That's the right. That's what it's. Yes. Oh, I was trying to think of it and I couldn't. Yeah.
I guess I've got the brain cell at the minute.
Right. Well, speaking of happy little accidents and whatever, and the brain cell. Yeah, I think we could probably draw an end to here tonight. That's been.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I said, it was episode 10. We wanted to sort of cover everything that we've done up till now. So instead of sticking to one particular genre of topic or whatever it may be, you know, like I said, we've done episodes of gaming, gaming, musicals, music. We've done obviously the haunted one. Talking about ghosts and stuff.
Novels, TV.
Novels. Yeah, we've done books. We haven't done anything about books for a while, and I will get back to... We probably will mention it at some point. Yeah. And we went a little bit hard last week on the Phasmo thing, so I'm not going to do anything with Phasmo this week. I know every week we always talk about Phas. There was a patch note recently, by the way, FYI. This is kind of my Phasmo moment. I said I wasn't going to do it, and I have. But then there will be another Quality of Life one in a few weeks' time. So when that comes out, we probably will talk about it. But yeah, no, we've already mentioned it once, twice, 3 times maybe this week. There is no, is there or isn't it? Is it or isn't it? Sorry. We didn't have anything prepared this week, but hopefully we'll have one for you next time. So that's it. Yeah, so we've got time for. Thank you very much for joining us if you were here live. And hopefully we'll catch you again soon. If you are listening to this as the edited version, hopefully this has come out a lot better than if you were listening to it live. Please go back to listen to our other episodes. Like I said, I'm going to fix the audio. I'll probably just uninstall the microphone. It might be easier to do that. It saves a lot of headaches all round. But yeah, see, if I was streaming Phasmo, for some reason it doesn't do that, or it hadn't done for a while.
Yeah, I don't know why it's only when we do this.
It is weird. Maybe that's what it is. We're just haunted. All right, okay, let's end it there. Thanks very much for listening, everybody. Don't forget to check out the YouTube. That's the Mr. and Steve and Mrs. Bingly's YouTube channel, where you can hear the edited version. We're also on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Amazon Music Podcasts, and we're on so many more. So yeah, once this has been edited and put out, it'll be episode 10, and we don't have a title for it yet, but I always find one. So far, I've not let you down. You know, I won't let you down on this one. So thank you very much, Kate, and for anyone who's been here today. Steve. Until next time, take care, everybody. Goodbye. Bye. Right.